Hello everybody! I want you all to close your eyes and take a deep breath. We breathe about 8 million breaths a year, so it is essential that the air we are breathing is pure and clean. However, according to the World Health Organization, 91% of the world's population live in places that exceed the clean air guidelines, causing 4.2 million deaths a year and meaning that polluted air poses a major threat to our health. My name is Jakob Smretschnig, and today I'm going to explain you why air pollution has become a problem and what is being done about to solve it. First, I will introduce you to the sources of air pollution and its impact on climate and our health. Then I will discuss methods that have been unsuccessfully used to manage air quality. And finally, I will introduce a novel artificial intelligence-based approach to perform air quality data analysis. So let's get right into it. There exists a variety of air pollution sources, such as NO2, O3 or PM. NO2. Nitrogen dioxide is a byproduct of combustion processes. It intensifies lung diseases and leads to over-fertilization of soils and water. O3. Ozone is a toxic gas which is formed from NO2 by solar radiation. Ozone causes irritation of the respiratory tract and decreases the quality and quantity of agricultural products. PM. Particulate matter arises in large quantities from road traffic. Depending on the size, particles penetrate up to the bronchi. In addition, PM causes these famous hazy skies. So what would be the obvious solution to face this challenge? Right, efforts to reduce and avoid the introduction of harmful substances into the atmosphere. Yet, even though making good choices about transportation modes and buying local food is a starting point, avoiding pollution is a complex global issue. And when avoiding is difficult, introducing management can help. Management measures to minimize people's exposure to the effects of air pollution. The following air quality management methods have been tried with limited success. Single measurements. Single measurements of air pollutants can be taken at certain locations. However, this means that the measurements are only valid for a small area around the sensor, and since many pollutants are highly sensitive to environmental influences such as temperature or wind, the concentration of the pollutant in the air can already differ tremendously in close proximity. Satellite measurements. Satellite measurements can identify atmospheric pollutants on a global scale. One of the most famous satellites of that kind is Sentinel-5P, which was designed to monitor NO2, CO and methane concentrations. This animation shows the NO2 emissions drop down during the first COVID lockdown. Unfortunately, these satellite measurements only permit a very coarse level of resolution. In order to address the problem of air quality management, both measurements methods can be combined. The idea is the following. First, measure pollutants at key locations and use artificial intelligence to exclude environmental factors from the data. And second, use satellite data and spatial interpolation techniques to cover the areas between the position sensors. And the outcome is a comprehensive base of air quality data. Part of it is this heat map, indicating NO2 concentrations in high resolution of Munich. So what can be done with such a heat map? Well, by making air pollution visible, a heat map helps us to avoid polluted areas and thereby protect our health. We can find out when and where we should do sports. We can calculate bicycle routes only through areas where the air is pure. We can even find out where we should live. Imagine the following scenario. You live in this block of houses, right next to a heavily trafficked road. A study of 2016 has concluded that living alongside a major road can be as damaging to our health as passively smoking 10 cigarettes a day. In addition, long-term exposure was estimated to reduce the average life expectancy by about 3 years. And still, it seems like people are not aware of air pollution at all. According to a US survey from 2018, only 3% of adults with existing respiratory disease had tried to reduce their exposure to air pollution. So I ask you, have you ever thought of moving to a new place because of air pollution? Of course, if we ignore the tight housing market for a moment. So the benefits of air quality management are clear. Certainly, many sensors still need to be installed and interconnected to provide reliable data to a variety of other regions, and algorithms can always be improved. Yet, these are issues that should not mitigate the potential of what can be achieved with air quality data. Therefore, let me show you one last example of the city of Munich. Here you can see the NO2 concentration difference between the first lockdown and the same period a year before. The map shows that the NO2 concentration in most areas reduced, and this change could be observed in several regions, so that the Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air estimated that Germany has avoided approximately 2,000 air pollution deaths due to its COVID measures. This does not alleviate the enormous losses of the last few months, but the results should encourage public authorities to have cleaner air as an essential part of their future policies and plans. Thank you so much. I'll be happy to answer all of your questions.